Everybody has one podcast. We are back.
Yes.
Another week. So many sports topics, man. So much has happened. Another great week of NFL, college football, baseball, a couple of baseball topics, obviously. Um, Canelo and Crawford fought on Saturday night, man. We're going to round into all of that. But first, man, we want to thank y'all for another great week of engagement. Over 6,000 views on the YouTube channel. So much engagement on the social media sites. Obviously, man, many of you, just like us, man, were excited about the Canelo and Crawford fight. A lot of engagement, a lot of comments, a lot of likes, a lot of love. So we appreciate that. Always want to start out by thanking y'all for that. Don't forget to continue to like, to share, and subscribe. That's Everybody Has the #1 sports podcast on YouTube. Everybody Has One spelled out. Everywhere else, that's Facebook, that's Instagram, that's TikTok, that's Twitch. Continue to show us that love and that support, because none of this is possible without the Everybody Has One family.
Yeah, thanks for the love, y'all.
We so much appreciate it. Getting into
you got
the world of sport.
Got to introduce yourself to the new folks.
I'm Jason Flake, man. This is my co-host, Lance Reynolds, aka the People's Champ.
What up, dude?
Man, I was so excited, man, to get into this Lions conversation.
It was a crazy weekend, man. I understand.
It was, man. The Lions did top the Chicago Bears on Sunday, 52-21, 31-point beatdown, welcoming Ben Johnson back to town. Big win, man. A lot to discuss from that game. The atmosphere was great. I have the privilege to attend, man, with my two sons and my brother-in-law. So that was a great thing. But most importantly, man, we got to get that win. We gave Ben Johnson a very rude welcome back into the cozy confines of Ford Field. That was also great. I enjoyed that. I'm glad that the organization took the game personally and also took welcoming him back into Ford Field personally. But before I give my thoughts, obviously, I'll take your thoughts on the game, the win, how the team looked. Did it make you feel a little bit better? Were you able to take a deep breath after the way they looked against Green Bay, man? Your thoughts? Indeed.
Man, yes, we needed that.
Yep, and in that manner,
yes,
nice beat down.
Because remember last week we was talking about knowing the ledge.
Yes,
that was exactly what we needed. Checked all the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
A huge win, emphatic win.
Yep,
start to finish, all three phases.
Absolutely.
I think first things first for me. I got to give props to Dan Campbell, man.
Yep.
I'm sure he heard all the chatter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he's been hearing the chatter.
Sure.
And he showed up.
Mm-hmm.
He came prepared. I even like the fact that they went for it on 4th down.
No, I didn't like it.
Late.
I loved it.
Okay, yeah, that part.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I wanted to show MCDC, some love. The O-line,
yep,
much improved.
Absolutely.
I think I noticed, especially on the outside, on the edge,
mm-hmm.
Laporta, Isaac Tesla, getting in there and mixing it up, blocking. That caught my attention. But I think that that helped Gibbs out a lot. Helped him get loose, get him in space, getting the ball to the players in space. J-Mo, Gibbs, of course, Saint.
Saint.
So it was a big win. I appreciated the fact that the leaders
mm-hmm.
were very prominent. They left their imprint throughout the entire game. Jared Goff is pretty much as good as you're going to get it. I think he probably could have had 7 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
He missed J-Mo on one, and then one he kind of threw it behind him, and J-Mo had to spin all the way around to grab it. Whereas I think if he put it in front of him in stride, then he had nothing but green in front of him. That probably would have been 6. But 24, 29, I'm not going to complain at all ever. You get what I'm saying? That's about as good as Jared Goff you're going to get. Hutch looked a lot better on that leg.
He did.
He
took a real weird. They chop blocked him one time, which I thought was bush league.
That was some scummy.
Yeah,
that was scummy.
That was bush league.
But he looked a lot more explosive. And I be damn, Marcus Davenport made a play.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
That was good to see, but I think he got hurt like right after that.
Yeah.
And I think the main concerns that I came away with, if any, it's kind of, hard to, nitpick a 52-21 blowout.
Sure.
But I haven't heard anything on Branch. We got anything on Branch in terms of like his injury status, or he's a tough guy. I know but he kind of stayed down on the ground for a little bit.
Yeah. And I didn't see anything on the injury report regarding him, so I would think
he's a gamer. So
yeah, and my son pointed out very early that Kirby Joseph was basically limping the whole game, but you couldn't see it when he was playing,
right?
But you could see it when he walked out on the field.
Snaps.
Yep, in between snaps. But I didn't see him on the injury report either. So
So just something to keep eye. Like I said, it's just something that I had noted. And again, with the defense, I'm not going to complain too much.
Yep.
But the zone defense just it's rough to watch.
Yeah, I mean the zone defense.
I mean, but in particular when they go zone, it's
man,
it's rough. It's rough stuff.
The man defense wasn't great either.
Again,
but I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna touch on. I got a couple of things to touch on. I'm gonna let you finish your.
Those were like I said, the two glaring concerns that I was, that I took away, especially with that zone defense, because repeatedly it was just bad, like rough stuff. But yeah, man, I'm interested to hear your takeaways, especially with you being live on set.
Yeah,
in the house.
So yeah, I mean, much of what you said, I echo. Putting up the 50 piece, going for it on fourth down with 8 minutes left to go in the game, to go over 50. That's a 50 piece spicy. That's right. How we like to serve it up, particularly to Ben Johnson. The whole Ben Johnson angle, and you hear a lot of the national pundits like, they got no reason to take things personally with Ben Johnson. And my whole thing is, in his opening press conference in Chicago, because I know that, much was made about some of the fans chanting, I think that it was a F Ben Johnson chant that got going. Now, I sit in section 109, which is on the home side and on the opposite end of the tunnel. So, we had I didn't hear any chants, nor did we have an opportunity to chant because I'm on the home side and Ben Johnson doesn't come near where we are. Mm-hmm. But in his opening press conference, when he took the Bears job, he said, quote, he would be happy to be working with a quarterback who could extend plays, unquote.
That's a stray.
And that's a shot at Jared Goff.
For sure.
The 3 years that Ben Johnson was the offensive coordinator in Detroit, Jared Goff led the NFL in both passing yards and passing touchdowns. And he was top 5 in just about everything else. Quarterback rating, completion percentage, QBR. We could go on and on. Yep. We've talked about Jared Goff, so I don't want to belabor that. But, we'll see how he does over the next 3 years. Sometimes when you coordinating the number one offense, you start to believe you're the number one offensive coordinator. And I think that was a little bit of a message. So,
yeah, for sure.
The Lions did go over 50 points. And for reference, that's the third time that they've gone over 50 points since 2023. The whole rest of the NFL has done it 4 times in that same time span. So I like that. Jared Goff currently is leading the NFL in completion percentage. He's completing over 80% of his passes. So that it was personal, and the fans do understand that because we have a very astute fan base in Detroit.
Yes, indeed.
You mentioned the offensive and defensive line. I did like that. I thought that we got a good push up front. They looked much more cohesive.
Yeah, they did.
again, it is the Bears, and, part of that is I think that the Bears have some challenges on both sides of the ball. And also Caleb does hold the ball. We talked about that ahead of the game. The Bears is a good opportunity to get healthy on that defensive side of the ball, because Caleb is going to give you some opportunities to push the pocket. So that was good. St. Brown with 3 touchdowns. He's obviously outstanding. The offense, once it gets rolling, we know how good they can be. I mentioned the 50-point games. And we were able to limit the Bears on the ground. Again, one of the bright spots in the defense, and it's really been there over the past couple of years. We've been very good against the run. Teams just don't really establish much of a running game against us. We do make them one-dimensional. If we could manage to, activate those safeties who are very good taking the ball away and have been over the past couple of years, that's something that could really work to our advantage, because we do make teams one-dimensional. We've been able to do that, which has been a strength. And all in all, just an excellent win. I do want to bring up Tyrion Arnold, because he was one of the Roma Dunze really gave him the flux all game. Man. That's the one low light, in my opinion. Tyrion Arnold, according to Mike Payton of ABC Sports, just so you know, I ain't whistling Dixie and just riding down on Tyrion Arnold. No cornerback in the NFL has allowed more yards in coverage than Tyrion Arnold so far, with 175. Also, he's been targeted a ton, and he's given up a reception percentage of 66.7. That's up from last season where it was 61.2. So not only is he being targeted a lot, there's a huge completion percentage in his direction, and he's giving up more yards than anybody. And again, this is something that, building off of what we talked about last week, he's not a number one cornerback. Amik Robertson and DJ Reed should really be the number one and number two corners. Tyrion should play the slot with outside leverage, pushing that slot receiver toward the best safety duo in football. It should go something like that. And again, I'm not in the Lions room. I haven't seen enough of Kelvin Pritchard's scheme to know exactly what he's trying to get done. But again, Tyrion is struggling on the outside.
Yeah, don't let where you drafted this guy dictate.
Correct.
Where you're putting a man on the field.
And at this point, forget about all of the schematic stuff. You're going to kill his confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Confidence, there's a saying, confidence is like money. It's easy, it's hard to get, and it's easy to lose. Yeah. So you need to be real careful with his confidence. He's a young guy. If he out there getting cooked because you putting him on the number one receiver all the time, his confidence is going to be shot. He's going to be expecting to get beat.
Yep. And you can already tell he's like a confidence kind of guy anyway, where his attitude kind of dictates his play to
no doubt.
And he plays with an edge, I think, as is.
To an extent, professional sports is like that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole confidence thing. I mean, you look at really good corners. I mean, and of course, maybe it's a chicken and the egg thing. When you're really good, you're really confident. But you look at a guy like Deion, Deion was not only known, he has supreme confidence. He's known for his confidence. His confidence, he kind of led with his confidence. So I don't want this kid's confidence to be hurt, and we're not ragging on him. We just saying, listen, there's opportunities here.
Don't set him up to fail.
Correct. There's options for him. We don't have to just put him on the outside like, we're going to let you just get killed as the number one corner and hopefully that'll make you stronger. Like, no, there's opportunity because we have other good cornerbacks that are veterans and that have done a good job on the outside. Just let him move to the inside for a while. Let him play some nickel and some slot corner and let him grow up over there.
Look at the times that we're in as Lions fans, where we have a roster that's so, that's laden with talent enough where we can shift guys and not be held hostage by, up top. Like, we took this guy in the first round. He's got to play.
Yes,
the sexy spot.
I agree. I'm like, I
like
agree.
We're in that zone now as Lions fans.
Yeah, we have
a long time coming.
Correct. Yeah, and shout out to Brad Holmes. for putting us in a position to be able to do that.
And we give you hell, Brad, but we see you shining.
Yeah, no doubt. But that 2024 draft class, man, the jury is definitely still out on it. But I digress. Also, I just want to talk briefly about the Baltimore game, and then we can move on to other NFL action because there's a lot of developments over this past weekend. Because we going to Baltimore, which is going to be a tall hill to climb.
Yes, sir.
Famously, Lamar Jackson 24-2 against NFC opponents as a starter. He's only lost one game at home, and so one of those losses is at home. I guess that's the bright side. And it's his most recent matchup with an NFC team, which was Philly last December. So I mean, I guess that's the bright side. The downside is that going back to last season, he's thrown 47 touchdown passes against only 4 interceptions in that same time frame. But their pass defense has looked vulnerable this year. Luckily they just played Joe Flacco last week, so he's not going to exploit anybody's pass defense. And then I think Tillman, they have very limited pass catchers over there, and I think Tillman got hurt during that game as well. And our run defense has been pretty good, and Derrick Henry had a historically bad game. I think he only rushed for 24 yards, if I'm not mistaken, last week. So
ruined a lot of parlays.
Yes, indeed, I'm sure. But I think there's be some opportunity for us against them because we've been good against the run. So perhaps we can maybe stop Derrick Henry, turn them into a passing team, and then hopefully we can scheme it up against the passes. We ain't been that great against the pass, but I think there's some opportunities for us to, because I think if we can win that Baltimore game, all of the sudden it looks like we can maybe rip some games off because we got
a lot different.
Cleveland coming in. Unfortunately, we getting ready to talk about Joe Burrow. It looks like he's out for the foreseeable future, if not for the entire season.
He's supposed to make me help me.
Yeah, we gonna get to it, man. We gonna talk at length
for that.
But and then we got Washington coming up. Jaden Daniels is a question mark. Yeah, so we got some. All of a sudden, we got some winnable
things in the game.
Yeah, some winnable looking games. So JJ McCarthy is now out, for a while. So where it looked like, man, this schedule could be rough, Now all of a sudden it's like, ooh, if we can get this Baltimore game, how many games could we run off?
Right. We go from staring at maybe 0-3 possibly to running off. Yeah, man.
Running off a number of games. So at any rate, man, shout out to the Lions, man. We gave y'all, we came on here complaining big time after that Green Bay loss. So we got to give y'all props, man. Mostly it's good. What we saw on Sunday, man, obviously a 52-point win is very hard to find complaints. And we will be here to discuss that Baltimore game, which is on Monday night, next Wednesday.
Prime time.
Before we get to Joe Burrow, let's talk about the Chiefs, man.
Okay.
0-2. And I also want to talk about one of your Super Bowl picks, man. That's 0-2. Your Houston Texans.
Man, bruh.
So let's hit the Chiefs first because I think they in similar predicaments.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Okay. I can kind of see how.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got both of them got one of their frontline receivers. I mean, Kansas City got 2 of their frontline receivers out, obviously for different reasons. But Tank Dell is still missing from over in Houston. And in my opinion, they both lost to 2 quality teams. Now, obviously, I got the Rams winning the NFC West. You got the Niners, but I got the Rams. So I think very highly of the Rams. I mean, I think you do too. I think it'll be a dogfight out in the NFC West. And then obviously they lost to it just flew out my dang on head. Who they lose to Monday? Oh, the Bucks. So we got them winning the NFC.
So you're talking about Houston,
yeah, they lost to the Buccaneers.
And again, and another team that I think that we should.
We both picked them to win a division though, so that's a good team.
But the Bucks may be in a higher. They're playing at a higher level that we're giving them credit for.
But the thing is, just stay on Houston for a second, because you're right. Yeah, we could talk about the Bucks too, but they lost 2 one-score games to very good teams. Is the point. So
for sure.
Just like Kansas City did.
Yeah.
You know, they like the Chargers look to be very good. And obviously, Philly is the defending Super Bowl champ. So they lost 2 one-score games. If Travis Kelce doesn't drop the ball right into the Philadelphia Eagles defenders' hands, they probably win that game.
Right. And if Nico Collins doesn't drop a touchdown.
Exactly. So, you know, I think they just lost 2 close games to 2 good teams. I still expect both of those teams to be very good and to be heard from. But are the Chiefs in real trouble, though? You know, do you believe that because a lot of people are saying, hey, man, the Chargers look like the real deal. The Chiefs, and I think the Chiefs have won that division. We talked about 10 years in a row.
Yeah.
It's been their division. Are they in real danger of losing that division for the first time in a decade?
Yeah.
I agree.
I think the danger is real.
Yeah.
Because, you know, those early years when, you know, when they were, you know, running those, you know, all those playoff wins and playoff runs, you know, these, you know, Kareem Hunt was ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, the league hasn't seen at that time anything close to Tyreek Hill.
Right.
With a combination of the other players on the offense in terms of how you have to cover a Tyreek Hill.
Right.
You know, all working at the same time with peak Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
You know, that's shifted now.
Mm-hmm.
Travis looks like a player on the backside of a Hall of Fame career.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
and it's starting to become glaring.
Yes.
You know, because
and it's not that he can't play or get open, but you're right. You're right. The ease with which he once got open, you know, the ease with which he once saw the field and separated from his defender is you can tell he's lost a step.
Yeah. And the running game is like non-existent.
Yep. No, it's not non-existent, but it's all Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, exactly.
He is the running game.
That was my next point, and literally segued into my next point. Patrick Mahomes is going to end up getting dinged up.
Yeah. Yep. It's very possible.
He's tucking and running too many times.
Yep.
Too frequent.
Yeah, he typically saves that for the postseason.
And the thing
happy 30th birthday to him, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
happy 30th, Patrick
30th
Mahomes.
Birthday.
Man, shout out to you, bro.
P. Mahomes. Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah, no doubt.
30. Wow.
Yeah,
just 30. Wow, that's crazy.
I know. I mean, for all that he's accomplished,
right? Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, man. I think he's just taking too many risks.
Yeah.
And the thing about it, to me, I think a lot of it when he would take it and run, it would catch the defenses off guard. But as they start, because the NFL, it's all about adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
And once they start scheming for that, they gonna catch him before he's able to get to that sideline one time.
Yeah.
Or able to surrender into a slide.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it. I'm not rooting for it.
No,
but that's just how this thing goes.
Yes, that's it. No, you absolutely correct.
And as opposed to with Houston, and I'm not just saying this because I picked them to go to the Super Bowl. I just think that they're fixable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you know what I mean.
I don't even know if they broken. They just lost 2 one-score games to two really good teams. Like sometimes the schedule makers just do you like that.
Yeah, whereas with the Chiefs, I believe they have issues that are glaring.
Yeah,
Houston, to your point, they just played against better competition, and younger teams got to learn to strap up.
Yeah,
week one, and if you want to be a Super Bowl contender.
And each game could have gone either way, by the way. Like, I think that, they had Tampa in a 4th down situation, and Baker Mayfield made an incredible scramble to get a first. Like, if they sack him, the game is over.
Right.
But he made an incredible scramble, got a first down, and I think I would have to look back at the Rams. The Rams game was something similar. I think they had a chance to get off the field, and Matthew Stafford just made a great play. So sometimes that'll happen against really good teams and good quarter. Because to your point, I don't think Patrick Mahomes has ever been 0-2. And I don't think he's ever lost 3 games in a row. I think this is the first time, include going back to the Super Bowl.
First time they even was it 0-2 since like what was it 2014 or something like
first
that?
time in his tenure for sure. I don't think he's ever been 0-2, nor has he ever lost 3 games in a row. So no, you're right. They are in real danger of losing the division. But I'm standing by my pick, man. I'm standing by my Chiefs.
Because
as long as they got 15 upright, I'm rolling with them.
Yeah, because I mean, to your earlier points in prior shows, Justin Herbert has to show us that he can win in December and late December.
I've seen him look great in September.
Yeah, for sure.
He's everybody's favorite September quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, I got to see what's going on when January rolls around, when the games matter the most. So now let's get to Joe Burrow, man. Because Joe Burrow got the turf toe injury, which is an incredibly rare injury, by the way, particularly for a quarterback, and is going to have surgery. And they're saying that he's going to be out for 3 months, which,
That's
essentially, I mean, he come back in mid-December, they saying. Because they getting it done now. So mid-December, technically, you still got a couple of games left in the season if there's an opportunity for the postseason.
I'm just waiting for the loogie to hit me in the eye. You say it's rain.
Hey, man, listen, I'm just trying to keep all options open. And before I let you cook on this is what bothered me about Cincinnati. Now, I did not expect Joe Burrow to get hurt. But the thing that bothered me about Cincinnati is that they really didn't address any of the problems that they had. The idea that Joe Burrow just going to drop back 40 times a game and score you 30 points that's asinine. Man. And you saw from game 1 that he was getting knocked around. He's already one of the most hit quarterbacks in the NFL. But you saw from game 1 that he was getting knocked around. And I'm like, I just didn't trust the formula. I'm like, I don't really trust that formula. Like, you have to build the defense. You got to build the offensive line, and you got to care about the running game. Ever since they let Joe Mixon go, they've decided that that's the formula. That we just we not going to invest really in the running game, not going to invest in the offensive line, not going to invest in the defense. Our formula is Joe Burrow dropping back 40 times, 50 times a game, letting the ball go and scoring us 30 points. And I'm like, listen, that's one way to go about things, but historically, that's not a winning formula. And now you got to start asking yourself the question, is Joe Burrow injury prone? Because this is the 3rd major injury, because he had the knee, then he had the elbow, and now he's got this turf toe. And again, an incredibly rare injury for a quarterback. I don't think I've ever seen a turf toe injury on a quarterback that didn't run. Of all like turf toe is usually something that you might see on a wide receiver or something like that, because it comes from like planting and moving, typically, not all in one fell swoop, but so it's Jake the Snake Browning, man, for you. Yeah. To get you. But you know what? I think Jake Browning can win them some games. I don't know if they still a player in the AFC North is so tough. But then again, I don't believe in Pittsburgh. I don't believe in the Browns. Y'all could still be second in that division, bro. Y'all could still win 10 games, be second in that division, and get a wild card spot. And if y'all can get Joe Burrow back, anything can happen. I'm trying to give you some hope, man. I'm trying to give the people's champ some hope. I'm trying to be on the other side for a change, man. It could happen, man. If y'all could get him back mid-December, y'all should still have a couple, maybe 2-3 weeks left in the regular season to get him in rhythm with the guys and to get him feeling good on his feet. And it's a toe. It's not a knee or a hip. So yeah, man, listen, anything is possible.
It's to the point now where what's going to be possible is he's just going to get hurt again. I mean, Joe Burrow, I love Joe Burrow's my guy.
Yeah,
man.
Joe Burrow's a beast, man.
this sucked for me. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
It hurt my feelings, man.
Joe Burrow was my pick to win MVP this season. Full disclosure. I'm like, you know, I think he's that good. And I thought finally he's got all his pieces. They would make some changes to the offense.
Yeah.
You know, the defense, I mean, that's been playing pretty solid in the second half of games.
Actually has.
So I figured, all right, they can put it together. I mean, and they're still 2-0, mind you.
Yeah, they are.
But
that's what I said. I'm like, they could still get a wild card spot.
But the thing about it is the championship habits aren't there.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen.
Like you know what I mean? Like, this is a team.
Man.
But this is a team that, you know, they went to a Super Bowl 4 years ago. Yeah. And it's like, we've already wasted a 5,000-yard season from Joe Burrow.
I mean, right.
It's just like, dude, once his rookie year, he doesn't make it 8 games.
Right.
You would think, all right, let's make this guy priority number one.
Yeah.
They have never, I mean, they have just completely not ever addressed the offensive line appropriately to when you have an asset like Joe
other
Burrow.
than Orlando Brown. Like the one guy that they pay regularly.
You need the sexiest offensive line in the league you have for Joe. Look at what he's doing with what he has.
Yeah.
So it's malfeasance to not,
you
know, protect him accordingly.
Yeah, and the thing is too, with the offensive line that they have, another problem that I have, and again, this is a Zach Taylor thing, is that if you're gonna have an offensive line that's not that great, you got great receiver, man. It's got to be a quick passing game
for sure.
He's loading up too much. It's too many 5- and 7-step drops. I need more 3-step drops and let it go. I need a lot of screen game.
But to your point, there's zero threat coming out of the backfield.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Chase.
Nah, man. No,
exactly. I know.
He's a downgrade from what was.
Of course, yeah. That's why I said ever since they let Joe Mixon go, they just like, we just going.
But I'm saying to your point, it's like the screen. They're like, okay, we know what you're trying to do. We know what you're trying to sell.
No, you're right.
And we're not going for it. We gonna pin back and, you know, to go contain on Higgins and Chase
and Jamar. Yeah.
And it's like, man, it just sucks, man, because if they do, like to your point, if he's back mid-December and they're at 9-10 wins, and you know they can win 3 of the last 4, how long before it's a higher stakes game? And you know, somebody comes free and knocks Joe's block off, and he's out for 6 more weeks, which is essentially the rest of the playoffs. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's a pattern.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I do think a lot of that is Zach Taylor, though.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that it's Zach Taylor's scheme. I think it's the way that he runs his offense. I do think it's a lot of that. That's why I'm like, I don't trust Zach Taylor either, because it's his offense and it's too downfield, for lack of a better term, for what they have. I'm like, it would be a lot of quick game, because Jamar Chase can get it. He could take a 5-yard slant to the house. Same thing with T. Higgins. Like, you got the best receiving duo in football, if not maybe top 2. I know that I saw Allen Robinson. He said that Detroit does. He gave it to J-Mo and St. Brown. So
I won't argue with
it. Yeah, I'm like, fine. But then T. Higgins and Jamar Chase right there. Then
no doubt about it.
So I'm like, if you don't have the best, you got one of the 2 or 3 best receiving duos in football. I'm like, man, throw 5-yard slants, throw hitch routes, throw dig routes. You know what I'm saying? Throw wide receiver screens. Get the ball out of Burrow's hands quickly. And then when those corners come up, quick 9 routes. You know what I'm saying? A quick back shoulder throws. Everything's got to be fast, though. The ball got to come out quickly. So, nothing can be slow developed.
Back to LSU, that's what Joe likes.
Yes, correct. Yeah, that's what he's good at. He's great. He got a great quick release. But don't leave him standing in the pocket when you know that you haven't fortified the offensive line, is the point. But at any rate, I mean, so we're going to keep our eye on his injury progress and how he's coming along.
I have a what if for y'all.
Yeah, let's go.
That's not talked about, I don't think, enough.
Okay.
5, 6, 7 in the 2021 NFL draft. Jamar Chase, Jaden Waddle, Penei Sewell.
Oh, so you saying Panay?
But what if they would have did what I think is the other conventional thought at the time was them taking Panay.
Oh, okay. And not Jamar Chase.
And not Jamar Chase.
Not Jamar Chase. And then now you have Miami at 6, who took a receiver.
And they get Chase.
And they get Chase.
So they wouldn't have Tyreek Hill. Boy, that's a whole domino effect. Boy, not because then they wouldn't need Tyreek Hill. So where would he still be in Kansas City, or
I think he'd be in Kansas City anyway.
In X location, man.
And on top of that, the Lions lose probably their best offensive line.
Boy, that's an Easter egg right there. Good grief.
What's that? Was that the Mandela effect?
Right, the butterfly effect. Yeah, man, I'm like, boy, that's an Easter egg right there. Man, I can't even call that, because then they wouldn't be paying Orlando Brown. So then, shoot, maybe Tyreek goes there.
I mean, yeah, they probably would have paid T. Higgins last year,
right? And so then maybe they got Tyreek and T. Higgins instead of Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Man, you know what? That's quite the scenario. But you know what? I don't know, because we gave Penei Sewell $112 million.
I don't want to imagine life without Penei Sewell.
Yeah, I don't either. Not right now. I mean,
how dare you?
Because I gotta imagine that we would have drafted somebody else over there, but who knows if they would have worked out? Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a good one though, nephew. Yeah, they probably
would have drafted Thibodeau, right?
Okay, Vaughn.
Yep.
He was in the same year as Hutch. Yeah, he was in the same year.
Who was in the Penei Sewell year that we were toggling in?
Justin Fields was that year.
Micah.
Was it Parsons? Oh yeah,
Micah.
Yep, Micah was that year. Man, that's too much of a rabbit trail.
Right
Micah
there, Micah went 6, right?
Micah went 12.
12 Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was Micah year.
Man, let's wrap up this Canelo and Terrence Crawford fight, man. Great fight.
We called it.
Bud by unanimous decision. And he certainly did win by unanimous decision. Real interesting, man. Real interesting. Not really, I was thinking about recapping the fight. It went almost exactly how I thought it would go. Once Bud figured out that he could take Canelo's punch, he pretty much got in the pocket and outboxed him.
Right.
That's pretty much what I saw happening.
Yeah.
I'm like, the only unknown is whether or not Bud could take his punch. I had my suspicions that he would be able to.
Right.
But you never know.
Right.
You never know about that much, that big a jump in weight.
Yeah.
Canelo being a larger man who had knocked people out at light heavyweight. So, I'm like, it'll be interesting to see. But there's, I said, if they both standing after 12 rounds, there's absolutely no way that Canelo will have outboxed him.
Right.
And that's exactly, it played out exactly in that way, man. But there's a couple of other angles I want to take on it, man, because I think you asked some good questions in here. Number one, what should Bud do next?
Right.
Because, a lot of people are talking rematch. The thing about a rematch for me is that there'll be no feeling out process, because Bud will know exactly what to expect in terms of his punching power. So he's going to go right in. Mm-hmm. A lot of times rematches can result in a more dominant performance from the individual who won in the first place, because now there's no unknown.
He got the data.
Yeah, he got what he needs. He knows what he needs to know about the punching power. Because to me, Bud didn't really get cooking until about round 5.
Yep.
He'll be cooking from round 1 in the rematch. It could get ugly. On the other hand, Canelo is a great champion. He was the undisputed champion at 168. It seems appropriate that he get a rematch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As a boxing fan, I don't know how interested I am in seeing it, though.
Right.
Because I do feel like, Bud is clearly the superior boxer. On the other hand, there's Benavidez, who might be a little too large for Bud.
Yeah, Yeah,
Benavidez is really a, he's already started his campaign at light heavyweight.
Yeah, like, yeah.
He's a really big guy, and Canelo was afraid of Benavidez. Let's just call that what it is.
Yeah.
Because again, Canelo is not afraid to lose at this point. Canelo is afraid to get hurt. And I think that he looked at Bud and like, yeah, Bud might be able to beat me, but Bud, I don't think can hurt me because he's coming up so many weight classes, you know, like he's not naturally larger than I am. Benavidez is naturally bigger than Canelo. Canelo he doesn't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
So he avoided Benavidez and smartly avoided Benavidez. But what say you, man? What you think is next for Terrence? What would you like to see? Like, if you could wave a magic wand, what would you like to see for Bud?
Man, that's tough because Bud doesn't see him fighting Benavidez.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
well, he tried to. Benavidez said he tried to, but
but Bud's like he's not interested. Like,
yeah, Benavidez wasn't interested in coming down.
Yeah, and
at Bud's the time, Bud wanted him to try to get down to 160.
Yeah,
and Benavidez like, bro, I'm going to 175.
Yeah, he's 6'2".
Yeah, he like, I can't even get to 160.
Can't walk in no ring at 6'2", 160, nothing.
Right. Yeah, that's what he like 168 was a struggle, and he's already started this campaign at light heavy. So
and Bud's not gonna come up to what 180?
Yeah, 75.
No,
yeah,
he's not doing that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think
so. It's like I just don't see that fight being feasible.
I don't either.
I mean, Charlo.
You want to see him beat up on one of the Charlos?
I mean, I would watch it. Yeah,
I would too.
Just to see him beat up on Charlo.
I don't like the Charlos.
You know what I mean? Like
I would love to see him beat up either one of the Charlos.
But outside of that, what else is really out there?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is, like,
did he turn 38?
Yeah, he turns 38 in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
So my thing is that some people are saying he should retire. I want to see my man get the bag though.
Right.
Like his next fight is gonna put $100 million in his pocket. I think his base was 50 on this one, and now he's the undisputed at 168. He's the pound for pound. He's the face of boxing. I want to see him cash in on that. You know what I'm saying? Even though he a little bit up. He hasn't lost a step. He still got his skills. He still got his speed. I want to see him cash in on that. I don't know who in the 68 division, like some people were saying maybe Bivol, at a catch weight. Yeah, like just none of these fights is really floating my boat. I'm not really getting excited about any of the names that they throwing out. Nobody, it was just like when he fought Spence. It was like, yeah, I mean, he dominated Spence. He really dominated Canelo, even though, if you look at the CompuBox, Canelo did land more power shots. Yeah. Well, in actuality, the CompuBox was actually a little closer than the fight actually appeared. The fight actually appeared much more lopsided than the CompuBox show, but
right, and a lot of that's to Canelo's credit.
Correct,
well.
Yeah,
he's a smart fighter.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, and, Canelo was finding.
I think he knew he was going to be in there for a long fight, and scoring would be a premium.
Correct. Yeah, no, Canelo found his. Canelo just couldn't establish a jab. I think he only landed 16 jabs the entire fight. Like by the 8th or 9th round, he had only landed 7. Yeah. That's a credit to Bud. I mean, because Bud is, like I said, he's slick, so I'm like, Bud is the better boxer. So I don't think you're going to be able to land much leather, and certainly not your jab, because Bud is just way too quick. He way too slick. And if you try to jab, the thing about jabbing with somebody that's quicker than you is you got to get yours there before they get theirs there. And if they got the faster hands,
you're gonna get a glove to the face.
Correct. Yeah, you gonna be the one getting jabbed, and yours is just gonna be hanging out there. Yeah, your hand is just gonna be hanging there while they jabbing you. And that's what ended up happening. Go ahead, man.
Do you want to see him fight Boots?
I mean, again, Boots is just starting his campaign at 54. So, a lot of people talking about Boots, and then who has Boots fought?
Right. That's my point.
Like, Boots has no resume.
Like the people, what would be the build up for that? You know what I mean? Like,
I'd rather see Canelo fight Boots. I'm like, let Boots come up to 68 and fight Canelo, and then he could get a shot at Crawford after that.
So really, I mean, I guess in theory, the only fight in the immediate future that makes sense for Bud would be the rematch.
Really. Yeah. Or Bivol. Bivol said he might come to 68.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, I could see Bivol. Okay. But, you know, like it just depends, you know, like, and I think that would be a big money fight.
Even though do something silly and fight Floyd.
I mean, listen, you know, that's been the conversation. I was going around.
I think Floyd's ego, it might be getting to him, because I think what's kind of getting glossed over, not by us, but by the masses, is kind of what Bud pulled off on Saturday night.
Listen, I was going to get around to the conversation,
you know, maybe,
because now the conversation about Bud,
maybe Floyd gets that Apollo Creed complex.
I was going to get around because the conversation about Bud and Floyd is coming up, because, you know, now people are saying, you know, is Crawford better than Floyd?
I mean, Canelo said he was.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, I think that's recency bias a little bit.
But this was a better Canelo than who fought Floyd.
Is it? You think? I don't know, man.
I do.
I'm like, he's bigger, but
I mean, I just think he's a better fighter. He's a better fighter than what he was when he fought.
You know. But I also think that the 42-0, 23-year-old Canelo that was undefeated, there was no book on how to beat him yet.
Oh, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different when you have to write the blueprint than when you have a blueprint. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, maybe Canelo is a slightly better fighter, but I think Canelo still got the same tendencies. Like, even somebody did the side-by-side of, you know, both of them, they were kind of getting off the same type of shots. For example, you know, they were catching his right hand and, you know, countering him with the straight right hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, he still got a lot of the same tendencies. And again, they both are superior boxers. So, but one of the things that I said is that the politics of boxing really robbed us of Floyd and Terrence, because Terrence had to sort of linger as an amateur a lot longer because he's 3 years older than Canelo.
Yeah.
Floyd should have been fighting a 26-year-old Crawford instead of a 23-year-old Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Like, if all things were even,
right?
But because Bud is from Omaha and not Mexico, you know what I'm saying? Guadalajara is that's a boxing factory. So
but
they're
hey,
producing a lot of pros.
But to all the Floyd haters that says, you know, he fought Pacquiao too late.
Right.
He fought Oscar too late.
Yeah.
I do think that Oscar would have gave him a better fight if he fought Oscar closer to his prime. But you know, that's a different convo for a different day. This could be a time to flip that on his head and be like, you know what? I'm gonna do it.
Right.
You know,
I mean, listen, I would love to see it.
Oh, I'd be all in for it.
Yeah, I would love to see it.
I'd be all in for it.
I mean, even though Floyd is, what, 10 years older than...
Yeah, he's about, Floyd's 47.
Yeah, he'd be 40. I think he's 48. So, yeah, I mean, listen, I'm here for it. I don't, like, I'm sure Floyd is still really in really good shape.
Yeah, sure. What question?
But, I mean, he's still 48.
But is he in shape to get in the ring with Bud?
I don't know about that.
You could get yourself hurt.
Oh, indeed. Yeah, I mean, listen, full disclosure, if he asked my opinion, I would definitely advise against it.
But
I'm
again,
like,
that Apollo
Bud
Creed,
is a monster.
That Apollo Creed is, he could get tired of hearing it.
I mean,
and the money. Now, you know, His Excellency would probably throw a Billy at that point.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that would be a huge fight.
That'd be a Billy.
Yeah, that'd be, listen. No, I mean, listen, that's one people would pay for right there, because
that's spectacle.
But I just, listen, if he asked me, I'd be like, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Terrence is a little bit too primed and you a little bit too rusty, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
I think his last professional fight was what, 2017? I'm like, nah, bro, you don't want to be almost 10 years out the ring climbing back in with that monster.
Nah.
I wouldn't advise that, bro. That'd be your next professional fight. Listen, you got a lot of money, you got a lot of nice places to live, you live in the lap of luxury, man. You made almost $1 billion fighting. Nah, man, listen, man, the glory ain't worth it, bro.
Nah.
You could get yourself, listen, man, go back and watch that Errol Spence fight. Bad things can happen, even though, like Floyd's defense is still, I'm sure, very good. I'm sure he probably wouldn't take that kind of punishment, but you don't have to take that kind of punishment to take punishment.
Yeah. And you know what, before we get off this subject, I wanted to ask you, in terms of, the big fight.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen a guy step up to the plate and, just put together like performances where it's like there was like no shrinkage. You know what I mean? No fear of the moment at all whatsoever. Like the Spence fight will go down to me as one of the most shocking fights I have ever witnessed. And then you go to this fight with Canelo. It was the fight where even if you knew very little about both of these fighters, to be able to execute the game plan to the T.
Yeah.
You don't see that a lot in boxing.
No, man.
When you get to like top tier to stick to it and have Canelo to a point, I want to say maybe around 10 or 11. Canelo was frustrated to the point where, I'm not going to call, him a quitter or call out his heart, but the frustration was glaring, and you could see it all over his face. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And you could visibly see he was discouraged in the ring.
Yeah, listen, I agree, by the way, because I think Terrence was dominant in a lot of ways. And not only was he dominant, I think a part of what played into the dominance is it was shocking because he jumped up three weight classes.
Three.
But if you go back and watch when Floyd fought Canelo, it was a master class.
It was target practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Bud landed like 130 punches. Floyd landed 232 punches on Canelo.
But didn't
46% connect percentage and 53% of his power shots. It was just, he stood right in the pocket and hit him with everything but a baseball bat. And on a side note, one of the judges scored that fight 114. He won by majority decision.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So I'm like, what fight were you watching?
But you kind of knew going into that
fight.
Fight.
That's just corruption, bro. You need a whooping. Like they should have been suspended from the boxing commission.
No, that fight was target practice.
Yeah, I'm like, that was just pure and utter dominance.
But once they said that in between the weigh-in and the fight that Canelo put on, what was it, like 16?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was no rehydration clause.
Once that it was over. I said, dude, he's gonna be swinging at Floyd, and it's gonna be like the old $6 million man effects. Like, he's gonna see that coming in slow motion, and he'll be taking 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Before he halfway have one jab fired out, and that's exactly what happened.
It was like 4 and 5 punch count.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, no, it was. So and he really didn't hit Floyd with anything solid. Like there was nothing. But so yeah, man, we'll obviously stay apprised to what's coming out of the Crawford and the Álvarez camps.
Yeah.
And we will keep everybody apprised, man. I'm anxious to see what my man Bud is going to announce for his next fight. Man, let's talk some college football because it was a good week around here in Michigan.
Yeah.
Both Michigan and Michigan State got W's. They had a couple of cupcakes, though, so I'm not going to make too much of it. Michigan beat Central Michigan, I believe, 63-3.
It was a blowout.
And Michigan State beat Youngstown State, but the score was way too close, in my opinion. I don't even have a final score. You can pull that up for me if you want to, nephew. But I want to talk about Arch Manning. Because I think that it's
Cooper's son.
I think it's safe at this point to stop talking about him for the 2026 draft. He will be going back to school. He is not going to be drafted in 2026. And I put on our social site, I tagged Everybody Has One podcast in it. I said at this point, it's possible he could be benched. I'm like, who is his backup? Because he's struggling mightily.
Yeah.
Once again, and everybody jumped on me and all of the Arch Manning supporters, man, especially on TikTok, man. You can go and look at some of our clips on TikTok where I said, man, listen, he's struggling to make the basic throws. It's one game. Man. It's Ohio State. Everybody telling me Matt Patricia is Dick LeBeau and like he Dick LeBeau and Bill Belichick's son. I'm like, listen, Matt Patricia's okay. I'm like, but I'm telling you, I saw him bouncing balls at people's feet that he should be able to complete easily. Now this was UTEP. And he was, again, missing basic throws. He had a horrible stat line, and he even struggled against San Jose State. Yep. This is what I thought I saw. And he's not even into, and I think they got Sam Houston State coming up. So, they got another cupcake. But when they get into SEC play, it's all over but the shouting. Oh, man. He could get benched. Sarkisian is saying the right things right now, but they are not going to sacrifice their season for Arch Manning. They're not going to do it.
No.
And they're not going to be able to score points on SEC defenses. Let me just tell you, any SEC defenses, right now, if they play Vanderbilt, maybe there's favored by 1.5. Maybe. I'm throwing a strong maybe. They probably wouldn't beat Vanderbilt right now. I would probably take Vanderbilt today. He's not going to be able to move the ball on SEC defenses, guys.
No argument for me.
He's not going to be able to do it. It's a strong possibility they bench him. You heard that here first. There's a strong possibility Arch Manning is not starting in 3 weeks. That's possible because he ain't seeing the field.
Now, is that tinfoil Kofi or is
no
just flat
I don't even need no tinfoil
trend?
Kofi, man. This is analysis. Yeah. This is analysis. In 3 weeks, it's possible that Arch Manning is not starting unless there are dramatic changes over the next 2 weeks. He's just not seeing it.
Boom.
Just not seeing it. So we got our eyes on that, man. I don't know if you got anything to add.
Oh, we're talking about a Cooper son? I mean, what? Arch Manning presents Worm Burners and Moon Rocks Volume 2. Like, I mean, it's the same thing every week, man. It's like, I think at one point he had 10 incompletions in a row.
Yes, he did.
Like, finished the game like 7 of 20 or something ridiculous like that.
He didn't even want to throw it at certain
like, what are we talking about?
It was terrible.
Booing him.
Yeah, I
mean, it was all bad, bro. Like,
terrible.
Cooper's son's having it rough, man. I feel kind of bad for him, but he's rich, so he'll be okay.
Man, let's talk about our man.
Some digging, by the way.
Go ahead.
What you got for us?
So, I've been seeing online that there's a couple whispers that he might actually be hurt.
Hurt like what?
But he's dealing with some sort of injury.
What are
Who's to say that's true or not?
His ball shrunk.
Right.
That doesn't count.
This is the Texas fan. This is Texas fan.
Now that's tinfoil Kofi activity right there, man.
So if
hurt feelings is not an injury.
If he's injured, this will be probably the second year that Texas has gone through this situation because Quinn Ewers was hurt last year.
Yeah.
So I did some digging.
Okay, go ahead.
Steve Sarkisian was hired as the USC quarterback coach in 2001.
Okay.
This is his quarterback resume in college of players that he coached for more than 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Carson Palmer, Matt Castle, Matt Leinart, John David Booty, Mark Sanchez, Jake Locker, Keith Price, Cody Kessler, Mac Jones, Quinn Ewers, and now Arch Manning.
I mean, that's mixed results.
They all sucked in the pros.
What you said, Carson Palmer, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, Carson Palmer
he
had
recruit Carson Palmer though. He inherited.
Okay.
Yeah, he inherited Carson Palmer.
He just had him for those last 2
Okay.
So everybody else sucked in the pros.
Matt Leinart had a couple years.
No, who for who?
Matt Leinart had a gap year. The only quarterback that he's coached in college
in the NFL. When did Matt Leinart set the NFL on fire?
He didn't set it on fire. I was saying he was serviceable.
What did he do?
He started for a couple years. He didn't do nothing good.
Man.
But man, I'm just pointing out.
We ain't gonna get on butt fumble.
I'm just pointing out the higher the number is, it seems to me that the.
And did you say Jake Locker?
Yes, Jake.
Yeah, Jake Locker. Jake the Snake.
The Dirt Locker.
Again, he didn't recruit Jake Locker because that's when he became the Washington head coach. So he only had him for them last week.
He just further wasted him. Oh man. So we got to keep an eye on Cooper's son. He may be in bad hands.
I told you, man. Who's the Texas backup, nephew?
Right now, I have no idea. I know they have a couple of young guys.
Yeah.
But I think I saw an article that said somebody's injured as well. So right now, the Texas quarterback situation might not be.
It's FUBAR.
Yeah, listen. Because let me tell you something. Well, I mean, you know what? We gonna see, man. We gonna see. I'm rooting for Arch, man, but it don't look good.
Volume 3 coming against San Jose State.
Yeah, and then
Worm Burners and Moon Rocks.
Sam Houston, I think they already played.
Sam Houston State. I'm sorry.
And then let's close with Notre Dame being 0-2. Mr. Freeman.
Hey man.
I'm always rooting for Marcus, man, but I don't like it, man. I don't like it. But you know, they lost a heartbreaker, man. A couple of heartbreakers, and I think Miami is really good. Texas A&M might end up being pretty good too. But give me your thoughts, man.
Listen, questionable play calling will get you fired.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like, he's a great defensive coach. I don't think he takes enough interest in the offensive side of the ball, and I think that's a recipe for disaster.
You can't waste that quarterback.
No. Or the running back.
Yeah, like you
got the best running back in the country.
Yeah, like you just man.
I'm like, yep.
College Game Day got an open chair. I'm telling you. Lee Corso just shut it down.
Yeah, he did.
They got a nice chair for you. They had to move the goo Reese Davis right on up out of there. Put him right back in the studio.
Well, we shall see, man. I'm rooting for Brother Freeman, man.
Yeah, good luck to him. I mean, it's Notre Dame and those fantasy expectations.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I mean, he did made it to the college football playoff last year.
I got a couple questions for y'all.
Go ahead, man. What's up?
Around Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So Notre Dame's 0-2, but they're still ranked.
Okay.
Will we say right now that even if they were to run the table, they'd be out the playoff?
No, because it's the 12 team, right?
Yes.
Yeah. No, they could still make it if they run
10
the
and
table.
2.
Yeah.
This is why I say this.
Okay.
Another disappointing team this year, Clemson 1-2.
Mm-hmm.
This is how it looks like in the ACC right now. Florida State and Miami plays at the beginning of October.
Mm-hmm.
Miami doesn't play Clemson.
Okay.
Georgia Tech doesn't play Miami or Florida State.
Okay. So you're saying that they could both
run the table.
We could be entering the last week pre-conference championships with an undefeated Georgia Tech going into Georgia. The winner of Florida State, Miami being undefeated, and the loser of that game only having one loss.
Oh, wow. Right. So the conference champions get an auto berth, right?
Right. So the top five highest conference champions are automatically in.
Okay.
So if results were to go as expected and at their full potential, we're looking at possibly an 11-1 Georgia Tech that's undefeated in the conference, facing off against the Florida State Miami winner who's undefeated. And then you have the loser of that game sitting with one loss on the whole year, sitting at home that last weekend. Will probably be 3 ACC teams in the playoff.
So here's my thing. This is what I'll say. I'm gonna still say there's still a good chance that Notre Dame gets in because that's a lot of ifs and what ifs.
And I just, of course, it's,
you know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot of scenarios.
And if they
like,
run the schedule, they'll have strength of schedule.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Notre Dame running the table is not, that ain't a given because they still gonna have to play USC. They still got like, what's their schedule? They still play. I'm sure they got an SEC opponent on another SEC opponent on there. Yeah, because I'm with you. They still gonna have a good strength of schedule.
Their schedule for the rest of the season: Purdue, Arkansas, Boise State, NC State, USC, Boston College, Navy, Pittsburgh, Syracuse, Stanford.
Yeah, so yeah, another SEC opponent, Big Ten opponent. So I think that if they run the table, they'll need some help though. I agree with you. I'm like, if you got a bunch of one-loss teams from major conferences, like for example,
because you have to figure whoever makes the SEC in the Big Ten championship game are automatically
correct.
So
that's where
4 spots.
Yes,
right
and again too, but Notre Dame's fan base will travel.
Yeah,
and they will bring the dollars too.
Yeah, and
to your point, Jay, they have to make the argument compelling.
Yeah,
so they have to couple, running the table with like some impressive wins.
Yeah, because you got to think like in the Big Ten, you got Penn State, Ohio State, and Oregon.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, and then like he said in the ACC, that the ACC is really the wild card.
Yep.
Like, if a couple of those teams stumble, the ACC only get one in.
Like how real is G-Tech?
Right. And then the SEC, they'll beat each other up, but they'll probably get 2 in. And then, it might be one more room at the end for Notre Dame to get that at-large bid. But you're right. So, no, there is a scenario where they run the rest of the games and they don't get in.
Yeah.
But I must say that they still got a good chance of making it in if, they get some help. They'll need some help, though. Like, everybody else can't have a monster year, and they still sitting with them 2 losses because they wasn't blowout losses, and they were 2 major conference teams that were good, and they were early in the year. So, I think that they could still make it. But, yeah, I mean, no, you're right. They could end up on the outside looking in, and it ain't nobody's fault but their own.
Yeah.
That's how it is. But at any rate, man, so we keeping our eyes on the college football playoff situation. Obviously, the committee, I think they start to, when do they start to meet?
First poll don't come out until November.
November, yep. Okay, so, obviously when those polls start to come out, we will discuss them. We will see who is slotted in where. And obviously that'll be a fluid situation, but we appreciate y'all for joining us once again, man. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe, as everybody has the #1 sports podcast on YouTube. Everybody has one spelled out. Everywhere else, that's Facebook, that's Instagram, that's TikTok, and that's Twitch. We'll see y'all next time, man. Next Wednesday at 8 p.m. or as close as we can get to it. Y'all know how it is. Everybody has one podcast. Peace.